How's it going, everyone? So today we have this Simpson pressure washer, but for the purpose of this video, we're going to say it's just a Honda pressure washer. It has a Honda engine, and we're going to leave it at that. Problem with this is it's not starting. Now, before we continue, what do we need to check before we even do anything else? Oil. We need to check the oil. There's plenty of oil. It's clean. It's good to go. No problem. Fuel. Clean fuel, fresh fuel within the last couple weeks is completely fine. When I mean fresh fuel in the last couple weeks, I also mean the container. I don't just mean the tank, because if that fuel is 3 months old, that fuel is 3 months old. So now we have those two things done. Make sure our switch is on, and if you really want to, you can take this cover off. You can spray a little starting fluid in there. If it pops off, you know you have a fuel problem. I've done that already. We don't need to go down that avenue, so let's go ahead and get started to make this as easy as possible. The tools you're going to need are as follows. You're going to need a screwdriver of some sort. I have this one because it's super long and makes it a little easier on myself. A 10mm ratchet, socket, doesn't really matter. A towel, and I don't have it on the table, but like a brush that has like a metal bristle on it. Pretty easy, nothing too complicated. You can also substitute like a very small piece of wire. It has to be very, very, very small. Welding wire, not going to quite cut it. We're talking like thin brush wire here. You could also do that. Potentially you could use like a air compressor and blow it out, but that's not even that great. You really want to manually clean it. So the other thing we want to make sure of is this. See this bowl nut? I have full and complete access underneath it. It's not being covered by this plate here. If your machine is not like this one and you don't have access to it, it's going to be significantly harder. You're actually going to take the carb off, but with this one we don't have to take the carb off. We just have to take the jet out. So let's get started. So there is fuel in the tank. It's a couple weeks old, so we're going to turn that off. Now there is fuel going to be in the bowl or the carburetor, so it's going to spill. That's why we have our towel. I don't care if it gets on my table, so I just got this towel for kind of wiping off the machine if I need to. But if you have something that will damage with fuel on it, you're going to have a couple of these towels. 10mm goes on this bowl nut right here. It's going to be just normal, no fluid threading, just that's tightening. There we go. And I want to loosen it. Fuel is going to dump out. If you want to, you can get a container and kind of catch it like that. But once you have it, you can just go ahead and open up even more and let it drain out. Now, I'm noticing something real quick here. There is a very distinct color to this fuel. It's like dark greenish. And that is usually a sign of very old fuel. So here's the problem. If you have an empty tank and you put new fuel in there, that the fuel does not always go to the carburetor. The fuel in the carburetor could be from like a year or two ago. So just because you have new fuel up here doesn't mean you have new fuel in there. But if you do have new fuel in the tank, then this process becomes significantly better and easier. So we're just going to just take that off. Notice this hand, I'm holding the bowl, which at this point wasn't necessary, but this is the little gasket that goes on the nut. It's going to put it back on like so. We're going to take our ratchet and just tap it off. Okay, so this is not bad, not good, but you see how there's like a little paper or material, paperish material gasket on there? That's fine. This is our problem right here. Very dirty. Now that floating stuff, it's just like bugs. It was sitting out there for a little bit. So some of this color is from the older fuel that just kind of evaporated. The majority of it's from the what came from the bowl. But as we can tell, our bowl is more or less clean. So that's the first thing. So now what we need to do is right here inside, there's a bowl nut. And this is where it becomes super important that you get the right screwdriver, because this is not very large. However, what it is, it fits perfectly. Okay, maybe not. It fits perfectly when you do this into, I'll tip it so we can see it, the slot of the jet. Alright, so I twist it until I can feel it kind of catch, and then once I feel it catch, I press up. I'm gonna need to grab like a stand. I need to use 2 hands. A stand is just an extra tool, so we're not going to use it. So we're just going to tip it on its side. Now that it's on its side, we're going to get to a point where we're going to twist this and nothing's going to happen. We're almost getting to that point. Yeah, we're at that point now. The reason for that is that nut or the bolt that we took out is actually bigger than what we're taking out of the carburetor. So the threads are different. The further you go in, the thinner it gets. And we got to the point where it's too thick. So we're going to tip this back up. Now, this is where a little luck comes in. We're going to hope we don't have to do anything like this, but boom. Now, I do want to say this is for carburetors that are pretty new. Like if this is like a 1-year-old fuel, you're having issues, this is going to work. 2-year-old fuel, probably okay. If your bowl's super dirty, this is not going to come out. This is called the emulsion tube. Neither is this. So what this is a pre-drilled jet that should allow fuel through there. It is completely clogged. I don't think you can tell that. Along with here, there's a couple of holes. All these need to be clean. So the wire brush literally does as this. Inevitably, there's going to be someone saying, no, it doesn't always come out the emulsion tube, the long part. You can just take this off, take the filter, and push it out. To save time, I've gone through all these little holes and made sure that they're clean. We're going to put that on our clean towel. This is our main problem. So we do not want to make this any larger than it has to be. So that's why a brush or a bristle is perfect. So we're going to take it. Ideally, you'd have a longer one, but I don't really know where mine went. We rotate it. Just blow on it. Go back. Do that a few times. If you have a lot of junk in there, you probably need to do this a lot, but more likely than not, if it's only a year or two old, your blockage is minimal at best. But minimal at best is just enough to make this not run, and just enough to make you pay like $200 at the store when you are probably already have the tools here. Okay, that is looking pretty good. Now, if you need reading glasses, you need to grab them. When you look down into the jet, you need to look in the light. Make sure that the drill hole or the jet hole is actually perfectly round. If you are putting a wire bristle in there, sometimes there's little pieces that kind of just remain. You do not want that. You want to be perfectly round. So get your glasses out and look and see. If you don't need glasses, you're fine. But I'm looking at it, it looks perfectly round. So we then take our emulsion tube. Now, if you look at it, there's a shorter end and a longer end on it. The longer end goes up first. So I'm going to put it in the carburetor. I'm going to take my same screwdriver, tip it over on the side, screw it down, put the bowl back on, and then I'm going to bring it back. That part's easy. It's the opposite of what we just did, and we'll see if it starts. I lied. I'll show it to you. So, long end goes in. Insert joke there as well. Now, the jet, the part that has like the... Oops. Don't want to do that. Anyway, this part that has a slot for the screw or the screwdriver goes in last. The threads go in first. And we take our ideally clean, let's wipe some of that stuff off, screwdriver. I need to demagnetize this screwdriver. There's a little bit of metal on there. Now, this is a brass jet. You have to be very careful. It's tight, but not super tight. Now we take our bowl. Our float shouldn't be that big of a problem. However, I do see there is a bit of a kind of fell off. Something had gotten on the bowl or the float. This is the float, the plastic piece. That could be a problem. That can plug it. So you want that to be as clean as humanly possible. Not really sure how. Not really sure how that happened, but it did. Now that the bowl's on, we put this back on with the gasket, hand tight, or at least starting with hand. And then we tighten it up. Now this does have to be semi-snug. You are tightening this into an aluminum carb, so it doesn't have to be super tight, but it doesn't have to be loose either. I'm liking that. We don't want to crush it. This isn't a spark plug or anything. You don't need to put like your full force in there, even though you should never do that with a spark plug. But now we're going to tip this up. I'm going to turn the fuel on and we'll see what happens. My apologies, but my microphone's dead. So, machine's on, fuel's on. Let's see what happens. Well, the machine's not on. That's the choke. Runs like a charm. So, what do we use? 10mm screwdriver, briefly a towel, and a wire from a wire brush. That's it. These don't have to be very complicated. As long as you have access, simple tools can work. You don't have to take it off as long as it's clean. If you have this for more than a couple years or there's water in there, that's gonna be a problem. However, this one sat for about, I'm assuming, the person told me less than a year. I'm assuming it's about a year. And it works just fine. Fuel, it's relatively new. It's not running 100% because it might be a little older, but it's running. So I'm going to use this to kind of clean some stuff. Fuel's going to be burned. It should be fine. It's running pretty good, so we should be set to go. So I'm going to leave you at that. Follow me on Instagram at SmallEngine101. If you like what you see, keep watching, subscribe, definitely leave a comment below. If you have any questions, leave a comment. If you like what you see, put a thumbs up. That helps me out, and I'll catch you on the next video. You have a good night.